A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has raised alarms about the sharp increase in global oil prices following Israeli strikes on Iran. Speaking from Kyiv, Zelensky emphasized that this surge not only threatens Ukraine's position on the battlefield, but also strengthens Russia's military capabilities due to increased oil revenue. The president's comments come as global oil prices spiked by as much as 7% amidst escalating tensions between Israel and Iran, raising fears of further disruptions to oil exports from the Middle East. Zelensky pointed out that Western allies have failed to enforce effective price caps on Russian oil exports, which he believes exacerbates the situation for Ukraine. The strikes led to a sharp increase in the price of oil, which is negative for us, he stated. The Russians are getting stronger due to greater income from oil exports. In light of these developments, Zelensky has expressed his intention to address the matter with U.S. President Donald Trump in an upcoming conversation. He voiced concerns that U.S. military aid to Ukraine could be diverted to Israel amid the renewed tensions in the region. "We would like aid to Ukraine not to decrease because of this," he remarked, recalling that previous instances of U.S. military support being redirected had slowed down aid to Ukraine. The Ukrainian president cited a recent shipment of 20,000 interceptor missiles, originally intended for Ukraine to counter Iranian-made drones, which were instead sent to Israel. "And for us, it was a blow," he lamented, highlighting the severe drone threat Ukraine faces daily. Furthermore, Zelensky pointed out that an air defense system promised by Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu had been sent to the U.S. for repairs, but had not yet been delivered to Ukraine. This situation, he noted, has contributed to a slowdown in momentum for the Coalition of the Willing, a group of 31 countries committed to supporting Ukraine against Russian aggression. This situation has shown that Europe has not yet decided for itself that it will be with Ukraine completely if America is not there, he stated, underscoring the crucial role of U.S. support in the coalition's effectiveness. Zelensky mentioned that the offer of a foreign troop reassurance force is still on the table, but it hinges on U.S. backing. This means that suddenly, if something happens, America will be with them and with Ukraine, he explained. Additionally, he indicated that the presence of foreign contingents could serve as a security guarantee, allowing Ukraine to make territorial compromises in negotiations with Russia. "It is simply that their presence gives us the opportunity to compromise when we can say that today our state does not have the strength to take our territories within the borders of 1991, he noted. However, Zelensky expressed frustration over the lack of strong signals from the Trump administration. He warned that without significant U.S. sanctions against Russia, Ukraine's situation would become increasingly dire. "I will tell you frankly, it will be very difficult for us," he stated, suggesting that the burden of military aid would then fall on Europe. In other news, Russia has begun repatriating the bodies of fallen soldiers in accordance with an agreement reached during peace talks in Istanbul. Russian officials reported that Ukraine did not return any bodies during the latest exchange, while Ukraine's coordination headquarters confirmed the return of 1,200 bodies from Russia. The first round of staggered exchanges took place earlier in the week, with both sides also exchanging ill and severely wounded servicemen. This agreement, which includes the exchange of prisoners of war and the bodies of soldiers, was the only tangible outcome of the June 2 talks in Istanbul. In a related development, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Trump held a phone call to discuss the escalating situation in the Middle East and the ongoing peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. As the conflict continues to evolve, the implications of rising oil prices and shifting military aid dynamics remain critical factors in the broader geopolitical landscape. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.